Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Yeah, Friday, the 29th. Yeah. It's the live shout out sports card show. Hope you are doing well. If you are here to join live, I appreciate that. If you're watching later recorded, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't already, I'll go ahead and say, please subscribe. All that wonderful stuff. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I will take comments. Look, the purpose of this video, I just want to kind of do a deep dive into my memory from yesterday, my experience at the National. I'll share some of the cool stuff I picked up, some of my insights. I guess it's kind of like a vlog, so I'll remember this next time I go national. So I will say this was not the first national for me. I have been before, and in fact, the last time I went happened to be Atlantic City in 2016. So it was 6 years ago, same venue. Actually, it looked very familiar. I remembered it almost identical from what it was 6 years ago. It was a great time. I'll start by saying that. A really good time. I really enjoyed it. Budget wise, stayed under my budget, which was awesome. I have some cool pickups I will share with you. Nothing super crazy. In fact, where did I put that one thing? Yeah, where do I put those things? Are you kidding me? Oh man, the best thing I got, I can't find it. We'll figure that out later. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about my day, and then I'll come back and answer questions and kind of share what I got. So first of all, check this out. New hat, right? Topps hat, old Panini hat. I want to point out or just let you know that I actually got this Panini hat in 2016. I don't know if I got it at that event. I know I got it through Steel City. I'll tell you that. Steel City is who I got it from. I don't know if I bought from Steel City and I picked it up there at the show or if I bought it at the show. But this hat goes back to 2016 and some memories of my kids and breaks. And as you can see, it's been beaten. It's an old hat. It's going to be going to retired probably. So we'll move that over. Got a new hat. Got a Topps hat. Nice shiny. Not really shiny. Not like it's a prism, but it's a nice hat. Prism. Ha. Okay. Got there yesterday. So first of all, I'm in the DC area. I left around 6:30 in the morning. Supposed to be 3 hours. Took me about 4 hours to get there. Some traffic. Parking was a little challenge. When you get to Atlantic City and you're coming in there at that time, it's a nightmare in traffic trying to get into the parking area, which they have a lot of parking for the event. It just took forever to get in there. So I actually went around and ended up parking on the street. They had Park Mobile app. If you use that, recommend downloading it. It was $10 for 5 hours of parking. I parked for 10 hours over the day. Might have actually gone 11, but that was my parking situation, which was pretty cool. It was out in the sun. That was one bad thing. My car was baking all day. It wasn't like I was in a garage or anything. Got to the conference, well attended. I would say, it's hard to compare it to other conferences. The last one I went to was 2016. I felt like it was busy for a Thursday. It wasn't packed. It wasn't like too many people to get by at any time. It just felt good. It felt busy. Saw lots of familiar faces. In fact, I'll quickly just say a shout out. Box and I did not get to say hello. I saw him. I think he saw me, and I was going to go back, and I didn't get a chance to see him or talk to him. So Loot Box, I really wanted to say hi, and I apologize. I think we made eye contact, and you're like, Z saw me. So I didn't get the chance to say hi. I also saw Reckless Cards, and I saw them like, well, I'll come back to talk to them. And then I lost them. And I'll just say that the one thing about this convention center, the way it's laid out, it was kind of confusing in a way. Like to one side, you had all the breakers and I'd say kind of media stuff, right? And to the left side, you had, what was it? The autograph pavilion, right? And in the middle was the corporate area. And then depending on where you were, like Panini's in the middle, but it just was complicated. Okay. First people I saw and talked to was Mike Moynihan, baseball card collector, Andy from She Blinded Me with Refractors, and I saw Triple Crown. It was great seeing all those guys. Chit-chatted with them, got information on last night's creators event at the Sheraton, which I went to that as well. I'll talk about that in a little bit. After that, kind of mingled. My first goal was to go to the vendor stuff. I wanted to check out Panini, Upper Deck, all the vendors. Some of them had promotions. Just so if you're watching this video and you're going national, I think I mentioned this yesterday, but you want to download the apps you're going to need. You want to probably go to the Instagram pages that you're going to like or follow. For example, the two that I did was Zero Cool, get you access to something which really wasn't very cool, but you do have to follow their Instagram. Wildcard is back on Instagram. You have to follow them and you get a pack of cards. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I think you can do that multiple times. Actually, they give you a stamp now that I think about it. That Card Life app, I forget what it's called. Card something life, card game app life. I don't know. That's by Mike G on those guys. They were giving out packs as well. So I checked out all that stuff, did the rounds. I found the carnival area. There was a carnival area to do carnival races. I'll tell you, None of that stuff was very busy. It wasn't like there was, people deep in the carnival stuff. You could easily go play carnival games anytime you wanted to, as much as you want to, and that was pretty cool. There was a good amount of kids. There were breakers breaking on the Whatnot app, screaming and cheering and getting the audience involved, which is kind of cool. They had the main breaker stage going on with Go GTS Live, and they had a great panel up there and conversations. Oh, I will say, I did listen on my way in yesterday to Atlantic City. I listened to the break that was going on. I think it was Card Ladder, Card Porn, the 86 Fleer. I just thought it was interesting. They went through half the box without any 86 Jordan. And then you hear they're getting a little nervous, and they pull the first 86 Jordan, and they didn't pull the second one until the last pack of the break. So it was a pretty good break listening to it. It's pretty cool. Made me think about, do you think, was it worth it, I guess? One of the Jordans was terribly off-centered, and the other one looked like it would probably be a 9. I don't know. Personally, it's interesting. I was talking to somebody about this. I don't think they give 10s out because I think age, this is my opinion, and I've heard rumors of this, rumors only. Can't confirm this. No one's going to confirm it. But I've heard rumors that age is a variable in grading a card. Like, you have taken into consideration the age of the cardboard. And for example, if you find cardboard material that's 50 years old, it cannot be gem mint. Therefore, it's going to take up half a point or something off, which is kind of why the mantle did not go to PSA, because it wouldn't get a 9.5, it would get a 9. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, that's a tangent. Where was I? Checked out all the manufacturers. Let me share some stuff that I got here. Okay, first of all, I thought this is pretty cool. This is the program, which I thought's cool. I think I'll keep this, 50 years, it'll probably be worthless because there's probably tons of them. But I did like it because I got the mantle on the front with a 9.5. Great conversation piece. I did see some pretty cool. I will say, but I have to say, this dude right here was working the marketing really well there. Daps Media, is that right? Do I have that right? Anyway, Mr. Daps there. I saw Mr. Daps. He was talking to the guys doing him and Jeff were the only content creators I saw that were doing this thing, got to hold this. They also both had like huge, I would say this, Daps had the biggest camera team. Jeff definitely had a team around him, but anyway, put that there. Got a trade night bag too. Trade night was cool. I'll talk about that. We'll get to that in a little bit. Here are the packs that I picked up. All these packs were free. I picked up this pack from Mojo Breaks for wearing the Mojo Break t-shirt. Got a Mojo Break t-shirt and more, which I like when they give you free stuff. Other people are trying to charge you for their merch. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm advertising for you. I think you're going to give me the shirt for free. This was in the trade night packs. And in the trade night packs, the first 1,500 people would get a chance for a golden ticket for a pack of the 86 Fleer. I did not get that. This was the wildcard pack I talked about where you had to show them your Instagram thing. And this was from that game group, the Mike Geo, Card Something Life. I don't know. It sounds too much like Card Life, and there's too many Card Life things, so I don't know what it was. I also think it's cool because I remember watching this in one of the videos recently. You got the H there for the hobby, right? You look for the hobby, and you look at the hobby heritage pack. So I might actually just keep these and just never open them. This is memories from the National. I don't know. We'll see. Got a whole bunch of stickers. Here's another thing I thought was really cool that I want to share with you guys. Check that out. This is a Backyard Breaks bandana thingy. I found my Halloween costume already. Is this great or what? I'm going to do my t-shirt up, like this, and I'm going to do my Backyard Breaks. Sunglasses. Okay. Lots of stickers, cool cards. Okay. Let me tell you about some cool conversations. So I went around. I just like to talk, and I spent probably 10 hours talking to people. I did talk to this fractional company, which I'm not a fan of the fractionals. I even told him that. I said, I'm not a fan of the fractionals. So it makes it different. He actually had some good answers. I might actually have them on my channel. Again, not that I'm like endorsing fractionals, but I love conversations. He was talking about they're in Canada, so some of the regulations they have to go through, the hurdles they're going through, how they're approaching this, peer-to-peer model, a whole bunch of cool stuff. So that was a really cool conversation. Also spoke to got to speak to Tracy Hackler, who's over at Texas Road. What's it called? Not Texas Roadhouse. What's it called? These guys right here. All right. Got to talk to these guys. And it was great to talk to Tracy. I'd reached out to him before. We've chit-chatted on Instagram, but it's great to put a face to a name, say hi to him, shake his hand, and even talk to him about coming on my show and doing an interview. And it was really cool. I think he's going to do that. So I'm super excited about that. So that's coming in the future. Also spoke to Jeff, who's now at Panini, Jeff Pack Geek. Really good conversation, just chit-chatting with him. I'll tell you another corporate conversation I had. I was walking, ran into Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze, right? I saw Andrew and I saw Cage. I'm following them. Hey, Cage, how you doing? Chit chat. Just a quick hi. Because they were busy. They were actually going with SGC Peter to do something important business-wise. And Peter's walking. And Peter saw me, hey, and we shook hands. And I'm, hey, Ziggy. I said, hey, I'm Ziggy. He goes, I know who you are. I said, thanks, Peter. He goes, I said, listen, I'm a fan. He goes, I said, I'm not a hater. He goes, I know. I forget exact conversation. Let me not misquote this. But what's cool was he took a moment and listened to me. And I just gave him some suggestions. I said, look, I'm critical. I'm cheering for you. I'm not a big fan of PSA, as everybody here watching my channel knows. But I just told him, don't take your foot off their throat. Continue to push. Be hard. Don't stop. Because the guys right behind you will do anything they can to get to you. So really, I just really enjoyed it. And it made me feel good that Peter said, yes, I know who you are. I don't know. I will say I did not see tons of people that recognize me, which I didn't expect to. Okay. I don't have a huge channel. Where a lot of other people, I did see the kind of like, people saw Rothschild. They saw, like Dustin was here. They saw other people and you could see they kind of got like attention. But I did have a few people come up to me. That was really great. And I had a few people come to me who made my day. Who were for making the drive up there, getting the comments that I got from people really made my day. I'll leave it at that, but they were very positive and I appreciate that. And I just say the conversations were plentiful. So let me also tell you, okay, so this is probably about midday, doing all the corporate events, chit chat with people. Who else did I talk to in the morning yesterday? Because I did give you a list in my shorts. Oh, I started doing shorts. Here's another thing I'll mention. The internet had the conference had absolutely terrible coverage. And I'm not talking just terrible in the sense that the Wi-Fi was busy. I'm talking like your own bars could not connect. Like I had 3 bars on AT&T 5G network and couldn't pop up. I had to leave the convention center and go across the street to do everything. And that's why I went there and I made some videos, some shorts, program stuff, did stuff because the internet was terrible. And it was so bad. Like dealers were complaining, people were complaining. I'm surprised how bad it was. It was also clear that this was down, right? It wasn't like there was other big conference going on. Everybody there was in the card business. There were a lot of card people there. So that was very frustrating. So that's midday. Let me give you some of my apologies. I did get a chance to make several apologies. Now I will say, I never saw Chris, House of Jordan. I did see Josh, and I did not speak to him. And I did not see Jeremy from Sports Card Live. So 2 that I did not get a chance to chat with. But I did see Brian from Cajun Cardboard and had a really good chat with him. In fact, it was funny. He was sitting on the floor, and I walked up, and I see him, and I'm like, Brian, Cajun Cardboard. He looks at me. I'm like, hey, I'm Ziggy. He looked at me. And he was trapped. He's on the floor. I'm just teasing. He was very friendly, really friendly. We sat down, we talked. I apologized to him. I did. I sincerely said, look, I'm sorry. It was a butt move of me to do what I did. He jokingly said, here's a great thing. He goes, well, how do I unblock you? I'll do it. And he's looking at his phone. I said, to be honest, I don't know. I said, I know it's easier to block somebody than it is to unblock. Because on the block button, you go to moderate, you hit the block button, and it knocks them out. Hey, I see some comments here. Inglorious P, Mike Ham, AIH. Guys, thanks for being here, man. So anyway, short story. Brian's going to unblock me. I might have to make a video on this. Really good conversation with him. I really, really enjoyed it. Just talked about a couple of things for 15 minutes or so. Who else? I did also see Dan, the curator, I guess, and Merle from Merle World. They had a really nice location there, as they talked about. I mean, you talk about the dealer locations. They had one of the best spots right there by the Panini. Great case. Listen to them talking some deals. I did get a chance to talk to Dan, and I think it went well. I mean, Dan, I think he was a little. First of all, I don't want to be. I'm already a jerk. I didn't want to be a jerk by cornering him at the event. So I waited. I chit-chatted. I said, hey, I'm Ziggy. He wasn't anybody around, and we talked. I said, look, I wanted to come by and apologize. I said, I know I'm on your block list. He goes, well, I blocked you for saying a negative comment. I'm like, look, I understand. So look, that's who I am. I'm brutally honest. Sometimes some things I say are negative. I said, if you want to block me for that, that's fair. I said, I'd rather you didn't. And I'd rather that if you want open communication, talk to me, you can just message me, you can respond to my comments. I do listen. And I think that went well. So I think, now again, I'll tell you right now, I think if I went to all these pages, I guarantee I'm still on their block list because, unblocking somebody is hard to do. But I had those conversations, right? The olive branches were extended. I feel good about it. I had a really good chat with Merle. In fact, if you've been following me, I have talked about Merle's channel, and I've even mentioned to give him some sub love. We'll be, helping him in the future to get him to 1,000 subs as well. And I feel like having this dialogue, I can always call BS and say, hey guys, come on, what's going on with that? What do you think about this? But but it was really good. I talked to Jeff Wilson as well. Did say hi to him. He was very busy. Just, I got like 2 minutes talking to Jeff. I had more time talking to members of his team. I talked to Kelly and Teapot, who I've known for a while through, Market Movers team. That was really good as well. I'm trying to think, who was some of their content creators? I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out because I did go to the event at the evening and talk to a whole bunch of people. I'm trying to think during the day. Did talk to Lucas Tigers and Bronze. I will say I enjoyed it. I felt like they were very busy. Like it wasn't as much, hang out, let's talk cards. Like I talked to Minute for Andrew, but he was very busy with doing something else. We went over and we saw, Black Jaded. I can't remember her last piece of her name. I have her sticker here too. Black Jaded Wolf. That's what it is. Black Jaded Wolf. We were with them. It's funny. We were walking to trade night together and then they dropped off. So I didn't see them after that. I never made it with them to trade night. So let me just tell you about trade night. I will tell you that from the feeling on the floor was the dealers were buying, but they were buying at, they wanted like, I think 70% or whatever. There wasn't, one of the dealers said there wasn't a lot of buying from them. They were doing more buying than they were selling. I don't think that was always the case, but it just was an interesting market yesterday, I guess I'd say. I didn't see a lot of things going on. And I think a lot of that was a lot of people were waiting for trade night to see what they could do at trade night before they would then negotiate with the dealers, if that makes sense. So last night, trade night started. Man, there was a line, huge line. There were the first 1,500 people would get a bag. Did I get a bag? I did get a bag. That's where I got one of those packs, and that's where I got this. And I got T-shirts, stuff like that. I just say, man, the T-shirts were awesome. I got a Topps T-shirt. It was great. So we waited a long time. I ran into breakout cards. In fact, here's the funny thing. I'm waiting in line for a trade night. I'm talking to two guys, and it turns out the two guys actually are friends with Ryan from Breakout Cards. They see Ryan, I'm like, with my friend Ryan. They go up to Ryan. I'm like, hey, I know Ryan too. So I went up with them. We all got in, which is great. In there, I saw Dustin. I saw Flipping Steve. I saw Neo. I actually saw Neo before that, because, say hi to Neo. I saw Sam from Women of the Hobby. And I got to, say hi, talk to all those people, shake hands. Oh, I will mention, when I was talking to the great curator, having a little conversation with him, I ran into Sam. I'm not Sam, Charles Fouches, Charles F, I'll say, which most of you would know in the chat. And it was really great conversation with him, man. Talked to him for a while at trade night. I would say for me, trade night, it was interesting. I hadn't been to a big trade night like that. I don't think ever, because I didn't go to one in 2016. I've been to small ones like locally, but this was cool. I mean, big room, and people just kind of laid out like they just yard sale. Everybody just put their cards out and they just kind of sit down in their little tents, and there was some dealing going. I wasn't successful in my trade night, I'll put it that way. I wasn't aggressively trying to trade, and I really would rather prefer to trade for those little green things, those dollar bills and other cards. But it was great to see it. Talked to a lot of people, a lot of stuff going on. The activity level is high. I ran into ERB Sports. It was great to see him. One of the small channels I've talked about. Again, big fan of his content, what he's doing. Talked about his family stuff, and he was just did a trip across the country. Or I think I don't want to misquote him. I think he was in Glacier Park. I don't know if he came across country or not, but anyway. What else? Any questions I can answer for you guys? I would say it was fun. Like pickups. Let me show you some pickups. The one thing I don't understand why I don't have this. Like I'm even concerned where I put it was I got these. eBay had this really cool giveaway. So eBay had these tokens that if you found them, scavenger hunt, you'd win a prize. eBay also this thing where you go around to you had to do 4 different things. You got a set of cards, kind of like the DJ Ski cards last year, but these were actually Tito 6 size cards. Where did I put those? They're going to drive me crazy because they were my favorite thing from the show. I would say I'd pause and go get them, but I don't even know where I'd be starting to look to find them. I don't even know where the heck I put them. But anyway, that was the best thing I got, was that I got a ton of stickers. I got glasses. I got a bottle opener. Victor got his rookie card. I think that's awesome, man. I got backyard bracelets. Those were cool. Oh, I talked to the Topps NFT people. Here's another interesting thing. The corporate sponsors had a lot of marketing people. And what I mean by that, there were a lot of very attractive women who were there to get your attention and get you into the booth or whatever. But they weren't scanning you. It wasn't like they're trying to collect your data. But when I say that, because they didn't know the product very well, I guess. Like, for example, I had a whole detailed conversation with the Topps digital person, and it was clear to me she just had a very high level understanding it. Like, I started explaining to her my frustration with the blockchains they're on and why are you on this one, that one. And I even said to her, I said, look, she even said, well, I'm kind of new. We're getting things put together. And my thoughts were, This is what I'm worried about with Tops. Like, I know a lot of you are new, but I think you're coming in new and you have no idea what you're walking into. Like this new person who's at Tops digital booth marketing, I'm explaining to her, do you realize you have 5 projects on 5 different blockchains? Like, oh, so that kind of concerns me. Let me see. I got a couple comments here. How many people are there? Lower than the nationals, more busy. Okay. Again, to compare it to others, last one I went to was 2016. 2016 was like crickets compared to this. There was definitely good vibe, good traffic. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. I would say though, in the afternoon, it slowed down quickly. Like I went back, I think on a late lunch. I think by 4:30 when I went back in and I met Dustin. There were some places like some of the corporate booths weren't doing their giveaways anymore, right? Like I don't think I could get free pack of cards from the Card People app. By like 5 o'clock, the show games and stuff were kind of shut down and people were trickling out. I also think a lot of that had to do with last night. You had the show ending at 6 and trade night starting at 6:30. So I think people were trying to get over there early for that. So that might have been different. Trade night was packed. I mean, it was a packed, huge room. First 1,500 people got a bag, and then they had more people in. So that room easily had probably, I'm going to guess, 2,000 to 3,000 people in it. And again, overall, the whole area was full of conference people. There's no way it was a record setter. I put it that way. And there were a lot of complaints about the venue. I'll also say, I understand the concerns for safety. I didn't ever feel unsafe. Okay, I'm a guy. I've been in a lot of cities, so I never felt unsafe there. And like I parked in the street and I walked to my car at 9 o'clock at night and stuff. But I can see how people could be concerned. In fact, the biggest thing that I thought to myself is just it's sad to see how a city like that has just kind of deteriorated because we lost so much money. Gambling city. I mean, like, there was a school I drove by that was just run down and vacant. It was awful. But I think it was good. I've said this before. I still think there's a correction. In fact, there was a conversation on the main stage about selling for a loss, which I thought was interesting. I saw the Cousin Collectibles on main stage doing a great conversation about cards and card values, and they started talking about people, gambling in the sense of like which players can do and how they play your performance. I saw John from Sports Card Nation had a great conversation with him. I saw Brody the Kid, although I didn't talk to him, I did see him his booth and just get a chance to talk. My one thought I thought about that was Brody's turned into a teen. I mean, Brody's going to be a man. I mean, Brody the man. But it was great to see that. Let me see what are some other questions here. The freebies are fire. I love entering. I do too, man. Mike, I agree, dude. People are like, oh, you're cheap. I am cheap. I am. The freebie stuff, I'm like, that's part of the reason I'm here, man. In fact, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I wore 2 T-shirts yesterday so I could go back and get in some contests again. I wore this one to get the pack of cards because they give this to you and they go, well, you wear it tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. It goes, well, wear it today. So I wore it today, right? In fact, some people commented, go, well, you were wearing a red shirt. I'm like, yeah, I did. Now I got the other shirt on. I change hats too. So I love the freebies. What else? Stickers. Everyone is whining how expensive dealers are. I have heard that. I definitely heard that. I also heard Mike Moynihan make a comment, and I think in his video that the dealer made a comment, I didn't pay $5,000 for this booth to give discounts. Now, I don't know what that is reference to, how big his booth was, but that would surprise me that much. I heard Black Jaded Wolf say that she had bought more than she had sold and that more people are trying to sell. But it wasn't, it wasn't like it was horrible. I did hear people debating and talking about comps continuing to be on the decline. That definitely came up and not a surprise, right? What else? The Zero Cool was doing the Stranger Things thing. So this was interesting. I didn't stick around for this, but every couple hours they were doing an actual drop that day. I think it was one card. They were dropping 20 or 50 cards and you had to bid on it then, which I thought was just awful. Like, that sucks. It's like, it's a controlled environment. You can accelerate the bidding. At least it's on the internet. You get a wider market out there. Let me see. How funny when people don't have internet. Yeah. It's so funny you say that. And I mean, the internet was horrible. They did have free internet there. Even the sites, like, it was so bad at the Wildcard booth that she's like, well, just tell me you're gonna follow and come back and show me later. So she let some people just go because we could, like, they had a website or a Wi-Fi. It still wasn't letting anybody on. So your comps were terrible. I did hear somebody trying to use Card Ladder or something like that for comps. I did hear that. Market Movers was pushing their new Market Movers thing, their new price, I guess, in Market Movers. And I know Cardhead should not have a booth. trying to think, who else did I see or talk to? Deals? What are those deals? Yeah, exactly. You know, I would say Mike Moynihan found some deals. Again, he did share them on his channel. He had some pretty good deals that he got and some stuff. Oh, here's the best deal I saw. I walked with a friend of mine, and there was the Star 85 Star team bag, Michael Jordan team bag, which is a Jordan card in the sealed bag, and I guess it's the only good card in there. Sold for 18,000, or is it 16,000? Which, talking to my friend, apparently is a really good price. And I will say this: so we were having this whole debate. I won't say debate. We were joking back and forth about the Star card and the 86 Fleer. Here's the one thing I will say. Okay, right. In this hobby, which talks about how important rarity is, right? Rarity, scarcity, manufacture, desire, blah, 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 blah. We can all agree. I mean, there's no doubt in our minds. Like, you can actually prove this mathematically. There are less Star cards than there are Fleer. So whether, you think just because it's less, it should have a higher value. No, that's logical. We did agree on that. Like, there are less Star cards. There's more Fleer. Fleer is more expensive. Just the way it is. Okay, let me see what else. I saw all the auction houses, PWCC, Heritage was there clearly. Heritage had a really good setup. Oh, you know who else was there that blew my mind? Somebody with an I grading company, like integrated grading company or something like that. I didn't really pay attention to their booth, but they had a big booth and they had a lot of activity. I'm thinking, I never heard of this grading company, but they were there. Oh, I saw Pittsburgh, ran into him, which is great. Talked to him. He moved out to California. Did not know that. I mean, I kind of knew that because I saw him out there making those videos, but I had a whole conversation with him on that. Here's another couple of things. When I'm at lunch, so I had to lunch at Applebee's and sit down at the bar, and I met two families. I met, to the right of me, a lady who was there with her son. She has a single, she's a single mom. Well, not single mom, one son, only child. And I think he's a junior, senior lacrosse guy, and just really cool. Had a whole conversation. Here are the highlights. The kid had gotten in with a card collector to be one of the 10 kids that was selected to come to trade night early and get the setup early. So he's one of those 10 kids. And he's a big fan of card collector, does stuff with him. Talked to the mom. It was funny. We were talking to her about her kids getting the cards, and she talked about how expensive it was. And clearly she was funding. I mean, she even said, she goes, well, I spent a lot of money on my son's cards. And it was interesting to me. I mean, I'm not going to knock that. You have the money to do it. Why not? I mean, she talked about some of the big cards, but she also said, he's done a good job of selling cards and making money back, which is cool. I loved her sharing that insight with me. So the guy to the left of me goes in his conversation. Another guy, he's there with his son, 16-year-old son. He's just at the convention to base. I think he's probably going to gamble and enjoy boardwalk. He's not in the cards. His kids are in the cards. He's aware of them. I mean, his son is in the cards. Now, his story is interesting, too, because he basically says, yeah, I can understand, man. I spoil my kid, too. I paid for a lot of his cards, a lot of his breaks. And he goes in explaining, and a great story here. Well, sad, but great. His son, 14 years old, lacrosse player, had a stroke during a lacrosse game. Almost did survive. That story itself is just sad. Does survive. And in his survival, he's going through rehab because he had a stroke. He had to learn a lot of things again. He can't play sports anymore. So he got a passion into sports cards. So sports cards are his son's avenue for sports. If he can't play anymore, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. That hurts me. As a father, that hurts me. So he goes on saying how he's been funding his son's breaks and how much his son's in and how he just loves it. And it was a really cool story. But what I got there is both parents, admit that they are helping fund their kids' passions for sports cards. They also justify it in the sense that it's not like other, I would say, bad things you could fund because the kids have something. They're learning something. There's tangible life lessons, negotiating, meeting people, communicating. So it's really, really cool to hear from both those parents and get that perspective from both of them. I offered both to have them on my channel. I'd love to have them on the channel, the parents and the kid, or either or, because I think it can be great to share those stories with other people. And again, let me just say this. That might be one of the best parts of yesterday, was just talking to so many people. Like a trade now, I'm walking around, this guy named Brandon, hey, what are you looking for? We start chatting and talking. I'm playing with the horse racing game, right? And the guy next to me, Jimbo wins, man. We were chatting before the race, and I'm teasing him like, dude, let's tie this thing. And he wins, man. So it was just a really, really good time meeting people, talking to people. I really, really, really enjoyed that. I see. I did not see her. Did you ever catch up with She Collects? No, I didn't see her at all. Like I said, I never saw Chris, House of Jordan. I did see Christina. She's not really on my list. And besides, I don't think she accepted my apology. But her and Josh are the only people I saw from the card letter team. I didn't see Chris, which is surprising to me. I mean, I looked around for Chris. I didn't see Jeremy either because they're both tall. You know who I did see that let me just quickly say, it's late in my video, but another person who made my trip worth every bit of the time, energy, money, effort. There were the people who came to me privately, said, hey, thank you very much. I'm almost embarrassed to say this. In fact, I'm not going to say his name. It's not important who his name is, but a content creator who I have huge respect for in this hobby, and a lot of us do. It's not Jeff either. Came up to me and gave me a personal thank you and said how much I meant to him and his channel when he started it. And it made me feel good, man. I will say, dude, after this trip, I'm definitely feeling different on the hobby. Still selling. I'm still going to be brutally honest. But I'm going to try to do a little bit more in helping and solving solutions and connecting people and making the hobby a better place to be. I just had a chance to buy a Jordan for 25 many years ago. Didn't know. I know. I mean, in fact, right now you're thinking, heck, I would have taken a chance on it. I mean, that's interesting. Gosh, so many great stories out there. Really, I'll be honest. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's 3 more days going on. I wish I was there. I really do. I'm very thankful that I got to go. I'll tell you too. This is an example of this because where it was is why I got to go. I mean, I'm not a fan of Atlantic City or location, but for me, it was a 4-hour drive, which was doable to get there and get back. There's a lot of other places that'll be better places to go to, but I really enjoyed it. And all I really spent money on was food. Ticket was $26, and gasoline. I didn't buy anything at the event. I didn't spend $1 on anything there except for food. I got my 4 packs of cards. Met a lot of friends. Really had a great time. Ooh, the puppies are starting to bark, so I'm going to wrap this up. I got a long weekend. I got interviewed with Infinite Investment Cards coming out Saturday and Sunday night. Looking forward to putting that. I'll start doing some new interviews this weekend and next weekend. I'll be back Monday morning with a new shout out show in the morning. I don't think I'm going to do a weekend version. We'll see. I just got a lot of things going on. Kid basketball games, stuff. You never know. Maybe I'll put something out on Sunday. Sincerely, thank you for everybody who's here, for everybody who's listening now, who will listen later. Share sub love, share hobby love, share positivity, share the truth, be brutally honest. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm not going any other days, man. I'm not going any more days. What's up? Hey, Zig. Cool to catch you live. Thank you, man. Thank you. I had a great time. I really did. Like I said, meeting people was the best part, man. I have a great time. Steve, listen to some of my tips. Like I said, if you can, if you want to get the contest, download the Drip app, download the Whatnot app, follow Zero Cool, follow Tops, follow eBay, follow, there's one more, Wildcard. Did I say that? Follow those guys on Instagram and you get some prizes there. Have a great day, man. Thank you all very much.